Ever wondered how alcohol is metabolized in the body and its effects? Well, let's dive right into it. When you take a sip of your favorite wine or beer, the journey of that alcohol through your body is a complex and fascinating process. The primary site for this journey is the liver, where alcohol is metabolized. The key players here are enzymes, specifically alcohol dehydrogenase or ADH and aldehyde dehydrogenase or ALDH. Imagine these enzymes as diligent workers in a factory. The raw material they work on is alcohol. First, ADH steps in, converting alcohol into a chemical called acetaldehyde. This is a critical step. But acetaldehyde is actually quite toxic and is a known carcinogen, so the body doesn't want it hanging around for too long. That's where ALDH comes in. It quickly converts the acetaldehyde into acetate, a much less harmful substance that the body can break down and utilize for energy. Now here's where things get interesting. Not all of us have the same versions of these enzyme workers in our bodies. Variations in the genes that encode ADH and ALDH can influence how quickly or slowly we metabolize alcohol. For instance, individuals with certain genetic variations may metabolize alcohol faster or slower, impacting their tolerance to alcohol and susceptibility to alcohol-related disorders. So next time you're enjoying a drink, remember, you're not just having a beverage, you're setting in motion a complex series of chemical reactions driven by your unique set of enzymes. It's a journey that takes place mostly in the liver and results in transformation, energy production, and sometimes, unfortunately, the potential for harm. So, the journey of alcohol in our body is a complex process, mainly controlled by liver enzymes. In our next segment, we'll delve into the cellular and molecular mechanisms of liver damage due to chronic alcohol consumption. Stay tuned. What happens when alcohol consumption goes beyond the limit? Well, it's a bit like a house party that's gotten out of control. The liver, the body's bouncer, tries to keep things in check, but too much alcohol can cause significant damage. Chronic alcohol consumption is akin to having a non-stop party. The liver continually processes alcohol, leading to the activation of certain inflammatory pathways. Think of these as the body's cleanup crew working overtime to fix the mess. In the liver, these include molecules like tumor necrosis factor alpha or TNFA and various interleukins. These molecules are like the body's emergency services, responding to inflammation and injury. However, when they're constantly activated, it's a clear sign that something is wrong. The next issue is oxidative stress. This occurs when the liver produces too many reactive oxygen species, or ROS, during alcohol metabolism. Imagine ROS as unruly party guests, causing chaos and damaging the house, or in this case, cellular structures and DNA. This is like throwing a lit match into a room full of fireworks. It's explosive, destructive, and leaves a path of destruction in its wake, but the damage doesn't stop there. Chronic alcohol consumption also leads to the activation of hepatic stellate cells. Now, these cells usually maintain the balance in the liver, but when activated by alcohol, they start to remodel the liver's architecture, leading to fibrosis and eventually cirrhosis. It's akin to a home renovation gone wrong, where the house's structure becomes damaged and less functional. So, the liver, our diligent bouncer, is left with a mess to clean up, a house in disrepair, and a non-stop party that's causing all the trouble. It's a daunting task for any organ, and over time the liver can become significantly damaged, leading to serious health consequences. As it turns out, excessive alcohol consumption can lead to significant liver damage. The party that once felt fun and harmless can rapidly turn into a disaster zone with long-lasting effects. How does alcohol impact our heart and blood vessels? You might be surprised to know that moderate alcohol consumption can actually have cardiovascular benefits. This is mainly due to the fact that it can increase high-density lipoprotein, or HDL cholesterol. HDL cholesterol is often referred to as the good cholesterol because it carries cholesterol from other parts of your body back to your liver, which then removes the cholesterol from your body. Additionally, moderate alcohol consumption has been linked to promoting vasodilation. Vasodilation is the widening of blood vessels, which decreases blood pressure. It's like widening a highway to allow for more cars to pass through. In this case, the cars are the blood cells, and the highway is your blood vessels. However, before you reach for that bottle of wine, it's important to note that these benefits are associated with moderate alcohol consumption. That means no more than 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. And remember, a drink is defined as 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Excessive alcohol intake, on the other hand, can disrupt the balance of nitric oxide, or NO, in your blood vessels. Nitric oxide is a molecule that plays a key role in maintaining the elasticity of your blood vessels. When this balance is disrupted, it can contribute to endothelial dysfunction and hypertension, also known as high blood pressure. Endothelial dysfunction refers to a condition where the endothelium, or the inner lining of your blood vessels, can't properly dilate and constrict. This can lead to a whole host of cardiovascular problems. So while moderate alcohol consumption might have some cardiovascular benefits, the key word here is moderate. Excessive drinking can lead to serious cardiovascular problems, including heart disease and stroke. It's a fine line to walk, and it's crucial to remember that when it comes to alcohol, more is not always better. In fact, it can be downright harmful. So while moderate alcohol consumption might have some cardiovascular benefits, excess is certainly harmful. How does alcohol affect our brain and nervous system? As we delve deeper into the impact of alcohol, it's fascinating to see how profoundly it influences our brain and nervous system. This exploration takes us into the realm of neurotransmitters like GABA and glutamate and the concept of neuroadaptation. GABA, or gamma-aminobutyric acid, and glutamate are neurotransmitters that play a crucial role in the central nervous system. Neurotransmitters are the brain's chemical messengers, transmitting signals across synapses from one neuron to another. They shape every thought, feeling, and action we undertake. GABA is inhibitory, meaning it reduces neuronal excitability, while glutamate is excitatory, promoting neuronal activity. Now imagine chronic alcohol use as an uninvited guest who overstays their welcome and starts rearranging your house. Chronic alcohol consumption enhances the inhibitory effects of GABA and suppresses the excitatory effects of glutamate. This imbalance alters the brain's normal functioning, leading to slowed reaction times, impaired memory, and potentially the development of alcohol tolerance and dependence. Tolerance is when the brain and body require more alcohol to achieve the same initial effects. Dependence is when the brain has adapted so much to the presence of alcohol that it struggles to function normally without it. This brings us to the concept of neuroadaptation. Neuroadaptation involves changes in the expression and function of receptors, such as gamma-aminobutyric acid type A or GABA-A receptors. These changes influence the brain's response to alcohol. As the brain adapts to the persistent presence of alcohol, it rewires itself to maintain balance, leading to changes in cognition, mood, and behavior. The intricacies of these processes are still being unraveled, but what we do know is that they play a significant role in the development of alcohol-related disorders. It's a sobering reminder of the power of substances like alcohol to alter our brain's functioning and neurotransmission. Evidently, chronic alcohol use significantly alters our brain's functioning and neurotransmission. So, as we continue our journey through the effects of alcohol on the body, let's remember the profound changes it can induce in our most vital organ, our brain. Could alcohol consumption increase the risk of cancer? Let's take a closer look at what happens when we drink alcohol. When we consume alcohol, our body metabolizes it into a compound called acetaldehyde. Now, acetaldehyde isn't just any compound, it's a potent one that can interact with our DNA, forming what we call adducts. These adducts can be problematic because they can lead to the formation of mutagenic compounds. In simple terms, they can cause mutations in our DNA, which can potentially lead to cancer. But the interaction of alcohol and our DNA isn't the only concern. Alcohol can also interfere with the metabolism of certain vitamins, particularly folate and other B vitamins. These vitamins are incredibly important for our body's DNA methylation and repair processes. DNA methylation is a process that controls the activity of our genes, while DNA repair is self-explanatory. It's our body's way of fixing any damage to our DNA. So when alcohol affects these processes, it can lead to alterations in our DNA that can increase the risk of cancer. The relationship between alcohol and cancer isn't as simple as one might think. It involves complex molecular pathways, including those related to cell cycle regulation and apoptosis, which is a type of programmed cell death. When these pathways are disrupted, cells can grow uncontrollably, which is a hallmark of cancer. In conclusion, alcohol, particularly its metabolite acetaldehyde, can interact with our DNA, interfere with the metabolism of certain vitamins, and disrupt cellular pathways, all of which can potentially increase the risk of cancer. It's important to note, however, that the risk can vary from person to person, depending on various factors such as the amount of alcohol consumed, the individual's genetic makeup, and other lifestyle factors. So alcohol, particularly its metabolite acetaldehyde, can increase the risk of cancer. What is alcohol's impact on our immune system? This question brings us into the realm of immunology, where alcohol acts as a significant player, leaving a profound effect on both innate and adaptive immune responses. Starting with the innate immune response, which is our body's first line of defense against foreign invaders, alcohol has the power to disrupt this crucial barrier. It can impair the function of neutrophils and macrophages, the frontline soldiers of our immune system, thereby compromising our ability to fend off infections. Then there's the adaptive immune response, our body's tailored defense against specific pathogens. Alcohol can disrupt the function of T and B cells, the architects of our adaptive immunity, leading to a diminished ability to fight off and remember specific invaders. But alcohol doesn't stop there. It further suppresses our immune cell function through changes in cytokine production. Cytokines are like the postal service of our bodies, delivering messages between cells. However, alcohol can interfere with this communication system, causing a backlog of messages and leading to a delay in immune response. Moreover, alcohol can alter cell signaling pathways. Picture these pathways as a series of dominoes. When the first domino or signal is tipped, it sets off a chain reaction leading to a specific cellular response. Alcohol can trip up this process, causing the dominoes to fall out of order, which leads to abnormal cell behavior. And if that wasn't enough, alcohol can disrupt the gut microbiota, the community of microorganisms living in our intestines. These tiny creatures play a vital role in our immune system by helping to regulate immune responses and protect against harmful pathogens. However, alcohol can upset this delicate balance, leading to a weakened immune system. So it's clear that alcohol doesn't play nice with our immune system. From the frontline soldiers to the architects, from the postal service to the dominoes and even to the tiny creatures in our gut, alcohol finds a way to disrupt them all. Clearly, alcohol can significantly impair our immune system's functioning. How do genetic factors influence our body's response to alcohol? Well, let's delve into the world of genetics and pharmacogenomics to find out. Firstly, it's important to note that we're all unique, right down to our DNA. This genetic uniqueness influences how our bodies metabolize alcohol. Variations in genes related to alcohol metabolism, such as those encoding for the enzymes alcohol dehydrogenase and aldehyde dehydrogenase, can impact an individual's tolerance to alcohol and susceptibility to alcohol-related disorders. It's like a personal blueprint for how your body handles alcohol. Now, you might be wondering, what about addiction? Well, genetic factors play a significant role there too. Variations in genes associated with neurotransmitter receptors like the GABA-A receptor can affect a person's susceptibility to addiction. It's a complex interplay between our genetic makeup and the chemicals in our brain. But here's where it gets really interesting. Enter the field of pharmacogenomics. This is the study of how an individual's genetic makeup affects their response to drugs, including alcohol. The aim here is to identify genetic markers that can predict an individual's response to alcohol and their risk of developing alcohol-related complications. It's like trying to find a needle in a genetic haystack, but with the potential for significant benefits. Imagine a world where we could tailor interventions and treatments based on a person's unique genetic profile. This could potentially reduce the risk of alcohol-related disorders and help those who are struggling with addiction. It's the promise of personalized medicine in action, but it's not just about the genes we're born with. Environmental and behavioral factors also play a significant role in determining an individual's response to alcohol. It's a complex interplay of nature and nurture, genetics and lifestyle. In conclusion, our genetic makeup plays a significant role in determining our body's response to alcohol. But remember, genes aren't destiny. They're just one piece of a much larger puzzle. The more we understand about these intricate genetic factors and the role of pharmacogenomics, the better equipped we'll be to address the diverse effects of alcohol on the body. So, what have we learned today? Alcohol is chiefly metabolized in the liver, where enzymes like ADH and ALDH play a pivotal role in converting it into less harmful compounds. However, Chronic alcohol consumption can trigger inflammatory pathways and oxidative stress, causing damage to the liver cells and leading to conditions like fibrosis and cirrhosis. Excessive alcohol intake can also disrupt the balance of nitric oxide in blood vessels, leading to conditions like hypertension. It can interfere with neurotransmitters, influencing brain's response to alcohol, and can even increase the risk of cancer by forming mutagenic compounds. It's also important to note that alcohol can suppress the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infections. Individual genetic variations can influence how our body metabolizes alcohol and responds to it. Remember, understanding alcohol's effects on the body can help us make informed decisions about consumption.